full-fledged democracy means for us and how we escape from this competitive dictatorship, our own way of democracy, our own way of definition of constitutional monarchy. It's not like we're going to have to copy you all the way, or we have to copy Indonesia all the way, or any other countries, but we got to really look within ourselves and tell what's the reason for our existence in the world. Why Thailand? And also we have to think together collectively. I mean, I can think on my own, but if the people don't trust me, then there's not a right way to do. And then how we want to be able to make sure that we're in the same calibration and we're on par with what's going on in the world, given all these new challenges, whether it's the new pandemic that could come up, the extreme weather, digital disruption, aging society. These are the 4 or 5 things that we definitely have to look hard what the strength of Thailand is, what the weakness of Thailand is, what the opportunities of Thailand is, what the threat of Thailand is. It's as simple as that. That takes political will.
Yes, absolutely. You know, I want to kind of switch a little bit the topic a little bit. I want to focus on your 2023 last year. You know, even the Korean media, there was a wide coverage of the Move Forward Party winning, and there was a lot of article covering about you. And so your party won the most number of seats. I want to understand, what do you think has contributed to that? What were some of the things that you did differently that made it, you know, winning the most number of seats in the election?
Prioritize. Answer. Prioritizing my answer. Precision politics. It starts out with that. Really understanding the candidate, our candidate. Really understanding our competitors. Really understanding our constituencies or our customer, if you're from the private sector.
Really important,
Understanding the counts, which is the previous historical data of counts of how much we lost. A couple of C's here. When you put it together, you see exactly where the low-hanging fruit is. So it's not social. If our competitor or our opponents are in this room, they'll probably shout out to you and say, social media, these people know how to use social media well. But that's really just the tip of the iceberg. At the bottom is really, having that kind of political campaign architecture, like a machine that does all these things, without guessing, but really data-driven, really precise ways of spending our resources, because our resources are very minimal. As you probably say, we take no money from large corporations. We say zero corruption. So we want to make sure we do this, so that once we get into power, I don't have to answer phone calls to big CEOs, or I don't have to decide my policies to pay back to them because I owe them. So that's the way we have to run. That does all these things, without guessing, but really data-driven, really precise ways of spending our resources, because our resources are very minimal. As you probably say, we take no money from large corporations. We say zero corruption. So we want to make sure we do this, so that once we get into power, I don't have to answer phone calls to big CEOs, or I don't have to decide my policies to pay back to them because I owe them. So that's the way we have to run. That's probably
no strings attached.
No strings attached. So the first reason is that. The second is the Thai people themselves, because of the last decade, after the military coup, after the new constitution and all these things, they felt like they are fed up, and the desire for change is shown by the KPI, not because of my victory, but by the KPI of the voting turnout. 2023 is the year of the highest voting turnout in the Thai history.
Wow.
If you're in Seoul, you come back, or you go to Seoul or places. If you're a Thai laborer over there, you go and vote in Seoul. If you can't come back, you'll come back. If you're in America, New York, Chicago, DC, LA, you vote. If you're in Germany, if you're in Sydney, if you're in Auckland, if you're in Helsinki, Nairobi, you vote, because it's finally that you started to realize that hope floats.
Yes.
So that's number 2, I think, the reason why we won. And the third thing is our team over here. They work tirelessly, and everything has to be planned. It was not as always planned in the very beginning. It was very tiring traveling and things like that. The stamina is not there, and it's really hot in Thailand. It's this time. It's this time last year. So you would imagine if you're wearing like your party jacket, not just a suit, a party jacket, and walk around the entire day. You would either faint or you catch COVID or something like this and things like that. But we fought through. It's our sisu. It's our sisu that we had, that we thought. And I'll end this part of your question with this. My popularity started at 3%. So it's not bad and roses for a designated survivor like me. I'm a single father prime minister or candidate that win elections. You don't see that much in a sentence, do you? But we really had to like dig deep in our souls, all of us. Yes. And the sisu, the ability to really fight against all odds and never give up. And I know I keep saying sisu. It's Finnish way, but I'm sure the South Korean also has your own word, and you'll probably have to teach me before I get to so. And this kind of mentality, this kind of iron in us that we had, and even if it's 1 year later, and from election winner to parliamentarian at risk, who might be out of my mandate soon, was suspended before. When I was in Korea last time, I was suspended because of an ousted media share. Well, January last year, I won that case. So we can say that was an undue suspension during the prime minister selection. Opportunity is gone. I couldn't be prime minister during that. People were going to select. Nobody knows what the outcome was going to be. But I was suspended because of the Constitutional Court. And then they returned my mandate in January. Now, fasting forward to May, my party might be dissolved the second time in 5 years. The fifth time in the Thai political history since 20 years ago, within these 2 decades. It's like a vicious cycle of elections and unelected power. I might be stripped of my political rights for the rest of my life. So I can never run for public office ever again. My political rights is gone because of my attempted amendment of a criminal code, which we're not going to go there today. We'll probably go there in Seoul, but I'm a lawmaker. I'm supposed to, speak on the behalf of the people, pass progressive laws and become a check and balance to the government when I'm the government or when I'm the opposition. But what's going on now in Thailand is very much abolishing opposition because we have 151 out of 400, the biggest political party in Thai parliament so far. So, by the time I reach Korea, I might be out of my job, but that's not the only problem because I don't take politics personally. I probably return to Harvard or something. But the point is, the health of democracy in Thailand, ASEAN, and Asia into the world, if we allow, opposition, which is crucial to democracy. The health of democracy is not measured by how robust the government is, but how fair and active the opposition party is. But if you destroy an opposition party in any country, I think that impacts democracy anywhere in the world. And it's not so much the sound of the enemy, but it's the silence of our friends. Referring to Martin Luther King. This is. I know the attention span around the world with what's happening in Russia, Ukraine, and Israel, Hamas, in Myanmar, example, making